Good morning. Welcome to the 2014 Homecoming Convocation and Alumni Association Award Ceremony. I'm Chris Moon Schluter, class of '65, and president of the Colorado College Alumni Association. Welcome to all our reunion classes, especially to our 50th reunion members who were inducted yesterday into CC's 50-year club. A special welcome to our Colorado College Alumni and Students of Color Association, COSCA, who held their first reunion ever yesterday, very successful. These alumni are contributing in wonderful ways to support our outstanding students of color and, of course, enriching our entire college community. Thank you. Finally, welcome to the Diggers. This is Mary Ann Stoller's class, alumni class from 1991, who have been reuniting for 23 years. This is a great commentary, I think, on the faculty-student relationships that are so precious here at Colorado College. One of the Alumni Association's projects is to fund several student leader scholarships annually. These highly competitive grants provide funds to reduce student loans of some of Colorado College's most outstanding students. Our recipients have included President of the Student Government Association, student trustee, and many other extraordinary young leaders. Two of them are here today. Emma Whitehead and Jacob Kirksey, could you stand, please? Elizabeth Montano, 15, was not able to be with us this morning. Finally, I'd like to ask members of our Alumni Association board to stand. They contribute innumerable hours to the college and are here this morning and this weekend working in all kinds of capacities. Please stand, and thank you all so much. I urge and invite you all to get involved with us. Help us give back to our students just as previous generations gave so much back to all of us and made it possible for us to have our Colorado College experience. One of the traditions of this ceremony is singing our alma mater. Please stand, turn to the inside cover of your program, and sing along, and I'm getting away from the microphone. Thank you. It is now my immense pleasure to introduce Jill Tiefenthaler, our 13th president of Colorado College. This is not in my script, but we are incredibly lucky to have her, and I've had the great pleasure of working pretty closely with her. She's leading a fantastic charge to implement a new strategic plan, building on the block. She spent a couple of years traveling all over the country and listening to innumerable students, parents, alumni, faculty. I hope you'll all join us later in the theater at Packard Hall after the picnic so you can hear Jill about important developments on company and talk to her. Now please join me in welcoming Jill Tiefenthaler. Jill.
Thank you, Chris, and good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to see so many people back on campus for homecoming. Welcome home. We're thrilled to have you here with us. Our people are what makes CC so extraordinary, and having you and so many alumni among us this weekend and engaged throughout the rest of the year enrich and enlivens our community. One of my greatest pleasures during homecoming is seeing you experience those moments of connection and recognition that make CC homecoming special. Sometimes I'm talking with one of you, and as I'm talking, I see your eyes light up because you've seen someone pass behind me. And it's wonderful to see them run together and do those reconnect and hug. And whether that's attending an institution like we had this morning at Freedom and Authority, experiencing the simple wonder of the fireworks and s'mores last night, or maybe even introducing your own children to Colorado College. These are the reasons why we connect and engage with each other. And we hope that our current students will one day follow in your footsteps with building this lifelong connection to Colorado College. Homecoming weekend is also the occasion of class reunions, and each spring reunion committee set attendance and gift goals. The college recognizes and congratulates the class that has the highest percentage of their class back for their reunion. Will Marla Cowarts, Jean Torcom, and Will Peltz, representatives of the class of 1964, please come forward. The class of 1964 had a 27% of their class return for homecoming, and I want to now congratulate them. Yesterday, the class of 1964 was officially inducted into the Colorado College 50-Year Club, and you can spot members of this distinguished class on campus by the medallions that they're wearing this weekend. I encourage you to have a conversation with them and congratulate them on achieving this 50-year milestone. They should also be congratulated for their ongoing class gift effort. In addition to their 44% participation in their gift, they have raised more than $100,000 for their special project, the class of 1964 Endowed Scholarship. And this scholarship will provide financial aid for deep need and first-generation students at CC, and every dollar is being matched dollar by dollar by the Walton Family Foundation. So thank you very much. As always, fall is a really exciting time on our campus, and I just want to take a few minutes to update you on some of what's been happening. The class of 2018 arrived in August, yes, 2018, and they've already made quite an impression on us. Chosen from a record 7,600 plus applications, these 540 students bring a wide range of experiences with them to CC. When the class of 1964 arrived at CC, I heard yesterday from Harris Sherman that they were hailed as one of the most talented classes in our history. And so it continues year after year. This year's incoming class is another record-setting group, at least by conventional measures such as an ever-growing number of applicants, academic prowess and achievement, and the percentage of students who eagerly accept our offer of admission. Our CC students are strong. I'm always especially happy to report that the children of alumni are accepted at higher rates than others, not because we're cheating, but because of merit. And they continue to represent about 10% of our entering class, telling us that CC graduates also make outstanding parents. It's also true that Colorado College students admitted today are as unique and as adventurous as your own classmates. So our newest students, our most recently graduated alumni, and the newest members of the 50-year club all share that same spirit, which has made our college an inspiration in the Rocky Mountain West for more than 140 years. Our strategic plan, as Chris mentioned, affirms our commitment to diversity and inclusion, which are central to our mission to educate young people for life in today's world. It's also the theme for our weekend, and I'm pleased to report that we have seen a noticeable increase in diversity of our student body. Among the class of 2018, 8% are international students, 8% are first-generation students, 10% are Pell Grant recipients, and 28% are students of color. And as always, this new class has quickly immersed themselves into CC culture with new student orientation activities. Incoming first-year and transfer students participated in more than 60 pretty experiences where students go out in small groups led by upper-class students, our NSO leaders, to build community. Every single trip incorporates a community service component, some in the back country and some in cities, and all in the Southwest. Our first years and our upper-class students are now midway through Block 2 and have already found that the intensity and excitement of learning on the block plan. They've also had their first block break, and yes, the Aspen bike ride still happens. It happened last block break. The first-year students, along with the entire campus community, are also taking advantage of the renovated El Pomar Sports Center and Adam Press Fitness Center. If you haven't seen these since you've been back, they're open from 7 until 7 tonight and from 11 a.m. to 10:30 tomorrow, and I encourage you to take a look at those beautiful new facilities. When I spoke to alumni this time last year, we were in the midst of rolling out our strategic plan, Building on the Block. I'm pleased to report some key new steps that we've taken this past year to implement our strategic plan. We've already made progress toward the renovation of Tutt Library. Last year, we worked with Mass Design Group to develop preliminary plans that show how we can reimagine our library and design it, the first library really designed for the block plan. Last month, I announced that the college had received an anonymous $5 million gift to help spur that renovation. And now we await proposals for 4 architectural design firms out of the 18 that responded to our requests, and later this month we will choose the architect. We also have implemented half-block and summer programs, which is at the core of our second recommendation of our strategic plan. We introduced 21 new half-block courses last year that had nearly 600 students participate. These courses focused on career exploration and preparation, as well as other life-enriching programs. This is a model I'm confident will continue to evolve and serve our students well after they leave CC. The development of the Innovation Institute is beginning. Brian Young, our Chief Technology Officer, and Patrick Bultema, the Institute's Director, have convened the Institute's inaugural advisory board, consisting of faculty, students, and staff from a range of disciplines and college divisions. And that we'll hear more to come about the Innovation Institute in the coming months. The strategic plan also calls for the elimination of all program fees, which will allow us to extend the best CC has to offer to all of our students, regardless of their financial resources. And we've taken steps toward accomplishing this goal. Last academic year, for example, 78 students who participated in a block away course were awarded additional financial aid, and these awards covered, on average, 80% of the extra program fees for those blocks abroad or blocks away. This continues with the part of our strategic plan that focuses on building our endowment for financial aid, and we again appreciate the efforts of the class of 1964 in helping us towards those efforts. And as you know, the CC experience is also for alumni. And we have new block break trips, which we've started last year. Our first trip last spring, Anita Pariseau, our Assistant Vice President for Alumni Relations, and Eric Popkin, our Professor of Sociology, led a sold-up trip of 30-plus alumni to Cuba. The Alumni Association has several other trips planned for the coming year, and more to be developed for years beyond. Throughout the strategic planning process, we heard ideas and feedback from many alumni, and we traveled around the country to present the plan. It's important to remember that this conversation continues during implementation. This year in particular, we're asking our alumni from diverse backgrounds to speak up. The ongoing involvement from all of you is critical. And in addition to making sure your voice is heard and that we communicate progress, we must also rely on you, our alumni, to invest in the plan and help bring it to life. To that end, your philanthropic support of CC at any level is important and appreciated. I hope that you will keep making annual gifts at the level that's right for you and consider sustaining that gift forever by including CC in your estate plans. You can also make an impact by making a CC education available to all worthy students. Therefore, I hope that you might consider following the class of 1964's example by supporting scholarships. It's so important to send the elevator back down for future generations of students. Yesterday, we held our 13th annual Scholarship Appreciation Luncheon, and with your generosity, we can give the best students across the country access to Colorado College, regardless of their financial needs. This is critically important for our ability to attract and keep bright young minds at CC. You might also consider supporting faculty, maybe even honoring a favorite professor, or contributing to department funds. Colorado College has a wonderful story to tell, and it just gets better. A big part of that story is our remarkable alumni. You are the college's ambassadors in your workplace and in your community. As alumni, you've been making a difference at CC for generations. You continue to recruit new students to the college, and your own achievements are proof to them of the value of a CC education. You continue to help identify internships and even jobs for our new graduates. As the strategic plan is implemented, we hope more alumni will share their expertise with current students and each other. This past year, you helped us create more than 150 new internships and provided funding so that our students who cannot afford to take a valuable but non-paying internship are able to do so. We want you to keep that robust internship program growing. I invite you to visit and learn more about our restructured and expanded Career Center. You can each have an impact on the lives of our students and therefore an impact on the world. In months and years to come, you'll have a chance to be a part of making this a reality. Colorado College is known for fresh thinking, having an innovative spirit, and a dedicated service ethic. All that and more illustrates that this institution is one that truly values the individual and the pursuit of knowledge. It's the kind of place that can and does transform lives. I'm honored to be a part of your community and look forward to the coming chapters in our story. Because we are CC, we'll write that future together, and I want to thank you for your continued involvement. Welcome home.
Thank you for joining us today for the presentation of the Homecoming Convocation Awards. I am Susan White Bergamy, class of 1966, and chair of the Alumni Association's Nominations and Awards Committee. We are gathered to recognize 5 extraordinarily accomplished members of the Colorado College community. Will David Phillips please come forward? The Louis T. Benezet Award recognizes outstanding achievement in one's chosen field, excellence through unusual success or contribution, innovation or research that has advanced a profession or a cause, and/or extraordinary contributions and achievements that have impacted people's lives and exemplify the values of a liberal arts education. These attributes characterize the important contributions of the late Louis T. Benezet, president of Colorado College from 1955 through 1963. David C. Phillips, class of 1978, is the recipient of this year's Benezet Award. His organization, Earth Island Institute, has taken on 65 national and international marine mammal conservation action projects, responding with expert-based innovative solutions. A decade-long campaign that resulted in the adoption of dolphin-safe tuna fishing policies, reducing international dolphin mortality by more than 95%, was cited by Time magazine as one of the most significant environmental victories of the decade. Through his Free Willy Keiko Foundation, I hope I got that right. David oversaw an international campaign to rescue and return a captive orca whale to its home, thus Free Willy. Throughout his extraordinary career, David has received numerous honors. His work is the subject of The Cove, a 2009 Academy Award-winning documentary film, and also the film Blackfish. His present efforts are focused on raising awareness around the captivity of marine mammals in amusement parks, aquariums, and other facilities in China, Japan, and Dubai, complete with sensitivity to cultural differences. He continues to educate and inform, both at home and abroad. The Alumni Association is pleased to present the Louis T. Benezet Award to David Phillips.
Thank you so much, and it's so great to be back at Colorado College. I am so honored to receive this award and very proud to be a recipient today. I want to give thanks to Chris and Susan in the Alumni Office, and of course to President Jill for their efforts to pull this together. Way back in 1973, I came from the far-off shores of Connecticut as a freshman, and I didn't have a clue about what I really wanted to do for my life. I thought maybe I would be a doctor or maybe I would be a researcher, but then CC took hold of me. I had amazing professors like Dick Beidelman, Val Veers, Rick Bradley, and they were mentors to me. My favorite days, and there were a lot of them, were piling into a van with 14 other bleary-eyed freshmen and a professor, and going off into the wild to look for eagles and hawks and rock formations and plants. And we learned a lot about the wonder of the natural world, and it changed a lot of people's lives. For me, it helped me find my passion for protecting wildlife and the environment. And that was a big gift from Colorado College. It set the trajectory for my career. So now we fast forward to today. At Earth Island, I spend a lot of my time working on efforts to inspire and help youth leadership. And I'm really proud to say that Colorado College generates some of the most amazing youth leaders in the country. It has national recognition for generating lots and lots of passionate game changers. So that's something to be very proud of. CC is about encouraging innovation. It's about finding new ways to do things. It's about showing students that they can make a difference. And this world, at this point, needs those skills. So keep up what you're doing, CC. It's making a big difference. Now, I had the pleasure of working with legendary environmentalist David Brower for many years. He was the founder, well, he was the first executive director of the Sierra Club. He was the founder of Friends of the Earth and co-founded with me Earth Island Institute. And I have to give a special shout out to Dean Rick Bradley. He's here today. His wife is here, Dorothy, as well. They were the intro point for me meeting Dave Brower. Dave Brower was also a friend of the college and a lifelong friend of the Bradleys and an inspiration to all. And as it became clear that I looked for a career in environmental protection, Dean Bradley called Dave Brower and said, "Hey, I got one I'm sending your way." And Dave Brower said, "Okay, I'm going to be in Missoula, Montana next Thursday. Can you meet me there?" So I took a Greyhound bus to Missoula, Montana, and met Dave Brower, and that began the beginnings of my involvement with the environmental protection movement. Special note to the CC Job Placement Office. Taking a bus across several states to meet somebody that you want to work with is a really good way to try to find a job. So I encourage that. Dave Brower, he had a favorite quote about boldness, and I think CC is all about building boldness. And that quote was from Goethe, and it said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." So, CC, thanks for keeping that magic going, and thank you so much for this award.
Will Jack Pottle please come forward? The Lloyd E. Warner Award recognizes outstanding loyalty, service, and generosity to the college, as evidenced by continuing concern and support for students and the quality of teaching and learning, as well as the general well-being and future excellence of the institution. These attributes characterize many years of service and effective contributions of the late Lloyd E. Warner, class of '42, who served as a faculty member, dean, and ultimately president of Colorado College from 1964 through 1981. Throughout his nearly 30-year career in telecommunications and cable television, Jack T. Pottle, class of '77, has exhibited the innovative and entrepreneurial acumen for which Colorado College alumni are well known. Jack served as president and COO of Fanch Communications, a top 10 U.S. cable television company, as CEO of FiberNet LLC, a startup which grew to become one of the most successful competitive telephone companies within the Mid-Atlantic region, and he is presently the managing director of Viridian Investment Partners in Denver. He has served on numerous boards, both business and philanthropically related. Jack and his family have sponsored development projects in Ghana, Jordan, Kenya, and Malawi. Jack was a Betcher Scholar at CC, and he has been generous to give back to the college. He served admirably as an elected alumni trustee, as a member of his class reunion committee, as a city champion, and he is on the Denver Business and Community Alliance. A runner while at CC and still going, he just won his age group in the rock and roll marathon. Jack was instrumental in the building of the new track, which is dedicated to his friend and coach, the late Frank Flood. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Lloyd E. Warner Award to Jack Pottle.
Thank you, Susan, Chris, and the Alumni Board. I'm truly grateful and honored to receive this. You know, I've had the great privilege of being associated with Colorado College for more than 40 years, initially as a student in the 1970s, and then later through various alumni activities, including 6 years on the Board of Trustees. And while I had a great student experience here, honestly, it wasn't until I had been active in the professional and business world for a number of years that I really came to more fully appreciate how formative my CC experience had been. You know, those hallmarks of our CC education, focused inquiry, critical analysis, careful thought, creative problem solving, served me very well in my professional life and kind of led to my desire to re-engage here at Colorado College. So I returned with the thought that maybe I could contribute back some measure of what this institution had given me. But the reality is I got the better end of the deal the second time around. Yes, board service in particular had its challenges, but the time I've been able to spend and the interactions I've been able to have, with our amazing faculty and staff, fellow alums, parents, community members, and most of all with our truly remarkable students have been just tremendously rewarding for me. And I have to say I'm really a bit humbled by all of this. Particularly from my vantage point as a trustee, I came to appreciate the critical role played by alumni at this institution. I mean, time and again, I saw so many give so much in so many different ways. Financial support, yes, obviously important, but it's also about time. The countless hours spent by the alumni board are, stunning. Other alums give their expertise on campus commissions or study groups, and there's those that meet with prospective students, work with local alumni chapters. And President Tiefenthaler, mentioned a whole variety of ways that alumni give back to this institution. And so, to be singled out among those to receive the Warner Award really means something to me. So thank you.
This year, we are really pleased to have two recipients of the Gresham Riley Award. Will Dan Crossy please come forward? The Gresham Riley Award recognizes faculty and staff who have made a significant difference to the Colorado College community through outstanding service, commitment, and accomplishment. The continuing concern for and support of students and alumni demonstrated by such individuals ensure the general well-being and future excellence of the college. These accomplishments exemplify the important contributions made by Gresham Riley, the 10th president of Colorado College from 1981 through 92. Daniel Crossy, 74, enrolled at Colorado College in 1970. Although he did not complete his undergraduate studies, he reclaimed CC, and the college reclaimed him when he joined the facilities staff as a carpenter and cabinet maker in 1995. Dan's involvement in the betterment of the CC community has far exceeded the requirements of his job duties. He is one of those people who is all over the campus. He is involved with students in multiple ways, mentoring them in his woodworking shop, working with student climbers to find funding for the Ritt Kellogg Climbing Gym, working with the Native American Student Union setting up their Lakota teepee, cheering on the volleyball team, serving on the Strategic Planning Committee, and more. It would be fair to say that he is beloved. Dan is a master at his craft. All of us know and love the college's historic buildings, which require tender, loving care with regard to preservation, adaptation, and restoration, with attention to both functionality and integrity. When I was a freshman, McGregor Hall was condemned. I lived in it. It was condemned, and it's still there, so there you go. This is Dan's department, and we are grateful that he does that job so well. The Alumni Association is very pleased to present the Gresham Riley Award to Dan Crossy.
I don't speak in front of people very often, so this is a little nerve-wracking. It's really nice to see, even those of you I don't know, but quite a few of you out there, my past colleagues, and especially some very, very dear friends of my dad's who have come here that he worked here. In fact, Dick let me into the college. I guess I wasn't quite ready at that time, but I am now. I was lucky enough to be able to go here because my father was director of physical plant, what they now call facility services, and that kind of started our family roots here. Dad worked here 10 of the best years of his life. I think he loved it here, and he loved all the people here, and I guess I caught that from him. And later on, my late sister Patty graduated from here and got her MBA, and my younger brother Michael graduated from here, and a few years ago, Michael's daughter Erin graduated from here on her way to med school. So the college has been very special to my whole family, and I really love it for that. I guess I'm preaching to the choir. All of you know what a place this is, you know, our buildings, our facilities, but especially everybody we work with here, from the administration to the professors. It's just hard to believe how much fun it is. It's hard to be honored because having a job like this is so much fun. It really is a riot. And of course, the students are always the end game. And I'd like to say they keep me young, but that's not happening. but they make me remember what it was like to be young. And over the years, they've kind of sought me out for a few things to be like a staff advisor, jobs that really don't mean much, except I get to hang around with them and show them some of my favorite climbing spots and do various activities with them. But they are just incredible. And every year at graduation, I'm sad because I'm losing a few of them. But luckily, every fall, some more show back up, and it just keeps rolling. But thanks again. I don't have too much more to say, but it's great to see all of you.
Will Mary Ann Stoller please come forward? A fascination with the intercultural processes that occur when different cultures interact has inspired Mary Ann's prolific career and her remarkable life. A professor emerita of anthropology, Mary Ann was one of the first female department chairs at CC, and she is a former director of the Southwest Studies Summer Institutes. The block plan allowed Mary Ann to engage her students through field courses, and she inspired curiosity, commitment, and the kind of bonding in her classes which keeps her students in touch. In 1990, Mary Ann invited alumni and their families to participate in an archaeological project on an early 17th century Spanish colonial estancia near Santa Fe, New Mexico. This group accomplished significant work, and as Chris mentioned, they have continued to have reunions every year, and they are here. Mary Ann has led many tours of the Southwest and other regions, raising money for Women's Education Society scholarships. She was an instrumental figure in a landmark legal case that resulted in the return of land use rights to families who settled in the San Luis Valley in the mid-1800s, very near her hometown. This is her country, and these are her people. And we are very, very pleased to present the Gresham Riley Award to Mary Ann Stoller.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sue. And thank the Alumni Board for this special award for me. It means a great deal to me because, among other things, of the presidents I served under at Colorado College, Gresham Riley was my favorite. I want to also acknowledge the love and support of my family, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, of the Diggers, of whom you've heard already. I always have a little trouble recognizing them because they aren't covered with dust when they come to our reunions. I want also to acknowledge the help of the Women's Educational Society of Colorado College in permitting me to do 19 tours of the Southwest and other places as fundraisers for the scholarship fund. And above all, I want to acknowledge the help and care that various of these ladies have given me, keeps me going, and that is very nice. And also, I want to acknowledge the help of my colleagues, and especially my colleagues in the Department of Anthropology. It is very nice to see so many of my former students here, and I thank Colorado College for the support of various endeavors, my various endeavors over the years, and most of all, I thank the college for the privilege of teaching its students, and I hope that I have helped them become alumni. Thank you very much.
Will Jane Sanborn please come forward? The Spirit of Adventure Award recognizes an alumnus or an alumna who exemplifies the unique CC experience through a life of intellectual, social, or physical adventure. These attributes are characterized by the late Robert M. Orms, class of 26, a Colorado College English professor from 1952 to 1973, who was the inaugural award winner. Throughout her career at Sanborn Western Camps and the Colorado Outdoor Education Center, Jane Sanborn, class of 1970, has been guided by an adventurer's spirit. As executive director of Sanborn Western Camps, 700 young people are involved in active outdoor programs every summer. Through the many camp programs, young people and adults are able to experience the value of being outdoors, the building of teamwork, the connection to the natural world, and the stewardship involved in the preservation of that world. Jane's resilience and resourcefulness and her spirit of adventure was exhibited during the wildfires of 2 summers ago, when the entire camp, 600 campers, staff, and 150 horses had to be evacuated really fast. Reassuring concerned parents, planning field trips and activities as they were housed in a school, I believe, buying more movie tickets to fill 2 theaters, ordering 600 McDonald's hamburgers from a stunned employee, and then trying to pay with 1 credit card, which you can't do because it's too big. Jane and her staff did it all with humor intact. Jane currently serves as chair of the American Camp Association National Conference and as chair of the American Camp Association's National Children, Nature, and Camps Committee. She has received numerous awards for her work and has served 2 terms on the Colorado Governor's Advisory Committee for Child Care Licensing. She was a Betcher Scholar at CC. Many Colorado College alums are also Sanborn Camp alums. The Alumni Association is pleased to present Jane Sanborn with the Spirit of Adventure Award.
Thank you, Susan. I am deeply honored to have been selected for the Spirit of Adventure Award. Deeply honored and quite surprised, actually, because if you were to ask my grandchildren, they would tell you that I am not at all adventurous, because I refuse to ride any roller coaster that has the name Killer or Terror in the title. But looking back, I guess it was adventurous to go into a career in the camping and outdoor education field long before it was considered a career. I think my parents always hoped I'd outgrow it, but you can see how well that turned out. But I have loved this career and the people I have worked with along the way. The research is now abundant. Children need a personal connection with the natural world, and they need a place to learn and practice social and emotional skills like teamwork, resilience, tolerance, and perseverance. This is what we do at camp, and I have been incredibly fortunate to have had a small role in getting thousands of young people to the top of a 14er, or the top of the rock, or along the river or bike trail, so that they too could experience the spirit of adventure. I am doubly honored today because Robert Orms was my advisor during my freshman year at CC. I admired his passion for the outdoors, for the mountains he loved, for the literature he taught, and for his students. I have been incredibly fortunate to find my passion in life, and I am grateful to Colorado College for setting me on that path. Thank you.
David, Jack, Dan, Marianne, and Jane all embody what it means to be a member of the CC community, and their lifetime contributions make the college stronger and make a real difference for so many others in the world. We are grateful they were able to join us today, and I hope that you all will take the opportunity to greet them at the all-campus picnic after the convocation concludes. Colorado College is a truly special place. When Catherine Lee Bates, a visiting faculty member at CC in 1893, visited Pikes Peak, she was inspired to write what would become an iconic American song. Please join me in singing America the Beautiful.